Welcome everybody back to Married to Sports podcast. I'm Brandon, aka the Rook. With me as always, I got Hot Rod and the Diabolical One. How you guys doing today?
Doing good, man.
Good, good,
Very
good.
good.
So, I have a question. My mom and I were talking yesterday. For y'all that don't know, my grandma passed away last week, 7 days ago today, actually. And she raised me. But I want to know. My mom bought me a little urn, and we're not doing like a memorial thing. But I just want to know: is this messed up? I'm getting an urn, and I want to leave her in Canton. I know she would absolutely hate it,
Okay.
but I figure she's dead. It's for me, not for her. Is that messed up?
No. But let me ask you a question. Did she leave any
Yeah, my
instructions or
sister's
wishes?
taking the majority of her ashes to the ocean in Florida. That's what she wanted. But my grandma hated sports.
Okay.
But I want to leave her at the national championship. That way she haunts everybody else that goes in there. But for me, it's like a welcome home party.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't hurt to leave them a little grounded to earth, right? Because then she'll be on the earth and in
Right?
the ocean.
My mom,
Yeah.
it made my mom sad. She's like, I bought you that so
There
you
you
could
go.
keep it. And I was like, I wanted my own ceremony.
If you want, all right. So if you really want to do something right and do right about this, do what you want to do because
Yeah,
they are in
not
your
yet.
possession,
I
correct?
haven't got them yet.
Okay. So here's what I would do, Brandon. I would get one of the little necklaces that you can put a little bit of ashes in and save a little bit of her to keep with you. And you don't have to wear the necklace,
Right.
but you could have it. And then the rest of her take to Canton and
Put her in the end zone.
do the ceremony.
That's what I really want to
There you
do.
go.
But my mom said that was messed up. And my wife said she didn't like sports, so that'd be messed up.
But you better not. But you better not get caught.
How hard would it be to sprinkle a little bit of ashes?
See
You
now,
better not.
see now.
Like I
For me,
would hold them in my hand through in the locker room, and then I would come out and then sprinkle them.
That's different. If you walked out there with a little urn and started dumping ashes in the end zone,
no,
you would be arrested.
no, no, no.
But anyways, just,
My arm's only 2 inches. It's only a 2 inch urn. I only got a little bit. I only got a little bit of grandma.
you can't handle another charge. Just remember that. You got if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it right.
Yeah,
You hear me, Rook?
I would conceal it.
yeah, do that. Be like Tim Robbins out of Shawshank Redemption, just shaking it out of your pants in the yard.
No, 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 no. That's too far.
By the
I'm
way,
not trying
that's
to
the
do all
best
that.
movie ever. That's the best movie
Have your,
ever.
have your
In
grandma
my
all
opinion.
shaking out your leg.
I forgot
The
that
listeners,
scene.
leave it in the comments if y'all
Oh,
think
that's
that's
how you
messed up.
disposed of the wall. But
And
anyways,
I hope nobody from Canton is listening. I don't want to get arrested.
yeah, no. Yeah, we're talking about Canton, Michigan, not
Yeah,
Ohio.
Canton, Michigan. Yeah, yeah. But anyway,
Oh, my stomach hurts. But go ahead. Yeah, let's go. No, Brandon. I think look, to you, you're doing what you feel like you would be right, and that's fine. Because if a majority of is going to the ocean, that's great, you know. But if you want to do that, do it. But I would also keep a little bit of her with you, not take everywhere with
right.
you, but just to have.
I'll sprinkle like half of it. I'll like keep half and like sprinkle
Okay.
half. Like a handful.
Well, just
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 like a
take all
palmful.
right. Like I said, just do the little necklace, like I told you. Just buy you a nice chain. Get you one of those little capsule
Yeah.
necklaces. Keep her, and then the rest goes to
My
Canton,
wife has some of her
Michigan.
grandma's ashes. So I'm gonna keep them I'm
Mm,
gonna keep the grandma's clothes.
Oh,
mm.
there's so many ways we could go with this.
This episode's been brought to you by Paul's Funeral Parlor. Oh, so, hey, speaking of legends passing, besides Brandon's grandmother, we lost Chuck Norris today, everybody. So the jokes will probably be hitting the internet very shortly. We don't have the details on how he passed, but I do love good Chuck Norris jokes, and drop some of those in the comments if you like also.
And you know, Chuck Norris for me was one of those guys. No matter what film he was in, you knew you were going to get some good action. In the movie.
Good action and some bad lines.
Yeah.
The man was 86, and here's the other funny thing. My mother ended up getting the Chuck Norris.
Was it the Pit Gym or whatever it was?
No, it's that greens, the Chuck Norris greens that you mix with water.
Yeah.
It's like the probiotics and all that. Well, she ended up getting like a subscription, and they ended up over shipping her like 10 jars of it.
Oh.
And so I have like 7 of them at my house, and I've never used it. And so now I feel like I need to go home and use it because
that'll be your memorial to Chuck. That'll be your memorial to Chuck Norris.
I've got 7 cans of greens. It's like that's 7 months worth of Chuck Norris supplements.
But
technology has ruined.
It's called Kickstarter.
Technology has ruined Walker Texas Ranger. If you ever go back and try to watch Walker Texas Ranger, the storyline's actually not bad. But man, oh man, it looks horrible.
Well, I sent Rod a nice video this morning. This is what's so weird. I sent you guys a video of Chuck Norris this morning, and then 10 minutes later, my son sent me a laugh emoji because I sent it to him. And then not even 10 minutes later, my son texted me and he goes, "Dad, Chuck Norris just died." I'm like, "What?" So I go on the internet, and no shit, the man died. And I'm sitting there going,
when you sent me that video, I was like, LOL, I could see that. That'd be a great movie type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, 3 seconds later, I get the notification he's dead.
Chuck Norris got pulled over. Chuck Norris got pulled over for speeding. He let the cop go with the warning.
Exactly. So M sent me the same thing my son did. And he said, Chuck Norris passed away. And I said, what the fuck, right? I said, I repost this and then he dies. I said, hey, let's test something. Post a video. I'll repost it and see if you pass away. What do you think? He goes, no, but who are we thinking? I said, Rod, Corey.
Dude, thanks. I feel the love. But you know what's funny? In all seriousness, we're having our laughs. Chuck Norris was a specimen. I mean, everybody was taking bets on how long he'd live, like he'd outlive everybody else. And to see him die today at 86.
86. And I mean, you know, the man was still in great shape.
Death had a
better
Chuck
shape
Norris
than me.
experience.
All of us, actually. Well, you know, Chuck Norris built the hospital he was born in, right? Yeah. The boogeyman looks under the bed for Chuck Norris.
All right, guys. Little college NBA today. Little college NBA. Oh my gosh, where did that come from? Little college basketball today, guys. And you know me. I had to pull a Rod. Rodney Bird, the little sausage nerd, is the biggest homer
What did I do?
on the show. And that's really hard when you got Demetrius.
Yep, I agree with that.
That's really hard to do. But I had to pull a Rod. And I had to have a homer tournament bracket. Yeah, come on now.
Oh, here we go. You're scrolling.
Oh.
No, you didn't. No,
that wasn't my real one.
Wait.
That wasn't my. In all fairness, this is not my real one. This is the third one I did.
Oh my God.
In all fairness.
I'm throwing a. I'm going. Hold on. I'm throwing a flag personal foul on the Rook because guess what? Even me being a homer, I know my
Oh my
limitations.
God.
I would never pick Clemson to win a national championship in basketball.
Oh, that is
So
great.
personal foul to you.
I want Ryan to know because he's going to be listening to the
Yeah,
show. I'm never taking Ohio State again. Screw him and his Ohio State. They let me down. That ruined my perfect bracket.
I loved it. I loved it. Nothing against you, Ryan. Love you, buddy. But I couldn't pull for Ohio State, but I just felt TCU
Yeah, no,
had
I'm
the
just
edge in
kidding.
that
We love
one.
you, Ryan.
It was a great game. Great game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shout
great
out
good
to
job,
game,
Ryan.
though.
Ryan.
I mean, Corey's team, Ryan's team lost. No, Ryan. Oh, Ryan's a North Carolina fan, brother.
Yeah, he is.
So his Ohio State
Ohio
Buckeyes
State in
lost,
football.
and his Tar Heels
Oh, he is a
lost.
Tar Heels fan in basketball.
He
I
had a
forgot.
twofer yesterday. Yep. Corey is the Duke fan, and Corey's team almost went down to a 16 seed.
And you know what? That would have been the second ever win for a 16 seed in the tournament.
It would have been, but I will tell you this: that would have been the biggest upset by far.
Even bigger than
Because,
UMBC over Virginia.
yep, yes. Are you kidding me? Virginia is not a known every year day in and day out superpower basketball team, Rod. They're not. Duke is that team.
Duke is that team. You're right. I'm gonna give you that.
All
But
right.
in the
Hold on,
moment
Rod.
where
Hold on, Rod. How many national championships does Virginia have in basketball?
I agree. I mean,
No.
probably one.
Okay. And all right. So if you were a college or if you were a high school kid or you played basketball all your life and you were going through high school, are you going to look at Duke or Virginia?
Dude,
I
dude,
mean, honestly,
what are you talking about?
it depended on the coaches.
Rod, we don't have to turn this into a 60-minute episode. This
No,
is
No,
a
sit
quick
here,
answer.
Rod.
Depended on the coaches.
I understand
Oh
you're trying to
my
make
God,
a point
Rod.
or trying to argue a
No.
point, but when it comes to basketball, you're going to Duke. Stop it.
Come on, Rod. Come on.
Don't be silly. Hold some credibility.
So yes, we remember when Virginia lost as a number one seed to a 16. But I can tell you right now that most of the nation has Duke in the Final Four, if not the championship game.
I do not.
I don't
Well,
think I do either.
you gotta
We're going to talk about it. And even though the bracket that I actually did, and I'll tell you who my bracket in the one that I actually did Villanova is my champion, and I'm at like 85% right on that. But this one was pure bias. No statistics. No, this is pure fandom. And because of my buddy Ryan, I took Ohio State, even though TCU was in the Big 12. But let's look at some of these games coming up.
All right. I do apologize. I do have a correction here. 29.2% of the brackets that were turned in have Duke as the champion. So that's a third of America. Or just over a quarter of America has Duke as the champion.
Oh, there's a whole nother deal
How
down
about
here.
that?
Holy hell.
So just looking at some of these games today, though, I actually have Villanova losing, Brandon.
There it is.
I do.
Villanova, Utah.
And I also have Clemson losing as well.
I took Clemson for Rod. Rod, I have your Clemson Tigers going a little ways because of you. Look, I got Clemson going to a Sweet 16.
Oh my God.
I got them going to the round of 32 because I know Florida's Florida's a better team, but here's the thing: one team can get hot anytime this tournament and make a run that you don't see coming. And right now, the way High Point played that game yesterday against Wisconsin, they look like that real underdog that can make the Sweet 16.
You think it's going to be them?
I think it's going to be High Point if they come out with the same intensity every game and can make.
Are they going to run into Kansas City? No, they're on the other side.
We're talking about. Hold on. I tell you what, TCU might be a sneaky snake against Duke. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
Duke's. I don't know what's going on with Duke. I don't know if they've gotten cold because you got to remember the Florida State Duke game. I mean, Duke could have easily lost that game to Florida State in the tournament.
Well, Duke has a couple of injuries that really could affect the team.
Yeah.
But Sienna, Jerry McNamara wanted to make a statement yesterday because he's up for that Syracuse job where he played, and he wanted that statement when, and he had his team ready. And even John Shire said in the interview that Jerry McNamara outcoached him. So
I believe that. I believe there's talent on Duke that is carrying that coach. But how sold are you guys on the Boozer brothers?
That one Boozer kid is really good. Cameron Boozer.
Cameron looks ready for the pros. The other one, I forget his name.
No, that's me. I think he's the best player in college basketball.
He probably could.
No.
He probably could use another year.
I think he'd come out and dominate the G League like Bronny did.
Oh my God! Always a way to bring Bronny
What?
into it. Huh?
I'm just making a point. I'm just making a statement, a true statement.
What? I know, but I'll say this: I think Boozer ends up playing the NBA, and Bronny just doesn't ever make it. I think he stays in the G League
Maybe.
until there is no more point having him. They're gonna be like, we're
Maybe.
good.
I mean, we'll see if I get that Shadur jersey.
Rod, I just got. No, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get Shadur jersey. I'll end up owning that forever until I give it to my kid. Rod, I just got the best picture of you ever. I'm sorry. It is going to be an AI video.
I'm sure it will because I'm
You're
frozen.
welcome.
All right, so you brought up a good point
You're
about
welcome.
Duke. I really don't believe in Duke, and it's funny because we were talking the other day, and we didn't believe in North Carolina either. I don't remember who I was talking to, but we both said that both of them felt like they were really good during the season, but they were kind of falling off. They had fallen off, and I think that the kids that are going pro,
Well, the injuries.
I think the kids that are going pro
too.
are looking forward, looking ahead. They're not looking at today, if that makes sense. I'll tell you the team that I have going a ways, and I think they're a shocker, is Kansas.
I don't trust Kansas. I think Kansas and Arizona are two teams I think are paper mache. I don't trust either
See,
one
that's
of
how I
those
feel
teams.
about Duke.
Yeah, well, Duke is playing at that level right now. Yes, I agree.
How do you guys feel about Arizona? Because I think
I think they are
Arizona
suspect.
really.
Here's the thing about Arizona. It doesn't matter what coaches they've had. They've had uber talented teams that produced a lot of NBA players, but they've always seemed to fall short of their goal. I mean, Lou Olson, for instance, won what, the 1 or 2 if we're lucky.
Yeah.
So as far as talent on paper, you have to pick them, but they are some of the biggest frauds when it comes crunch time.
You think they're bigger frauds? You said.
When it comes to crunch time, when the game's on the line to get to that big moment, they choke. So yeah, they can handle the teams the first 32, the first 16, but when it comes to Elite Eight, Final Four, it's very hard for them to get over that hump.
I think another surprising team that could make the Final Four that nobody's talking about is Arkansas.
No. Nope. I think Arkansas loses the next round. I think High Point gets them. That's me.
John,
Arkansas is. I understand John Calipari's there, but Arkansas is. He's missing a player or two. That's all I'm saying. He's missing a player or two.
he's got that one player that they're comparing. I mean, they're comparing him to Derrick Rose and everybody else. I don't see that. Is that all that's on ESPN? Is the women's basketball?
Yeah, which
Now the men are coming on. Aren't the men already on? Yeah,
men-
the men are already playing.
Apparently not on ESPN.
No. They're on CBS, CBS and other channels today.
Oh, really? I have Villanova going all the way, and I think they are. I think they have. I have them based on who they play. I think they have one of the easier paths.
Utah State's no slouch.
No, we're about to find out.
I'm gonna
No,
tell you.
that's why that's why we took. That's why my son and I took Utah State today.
I
He
took
didn't
Utah-
want to, and I told him, I said, that is not a team you want to play right now. And I just think that Villanova, they're not the Villanova of yesterday, Brandon. I know why you're on them, but they're not the same Villanova I remember
No.
growing up.
When they had Rolly Massimino and Jay Wright most recently, Jay Wright
Mhm.
was the Krzyzewski after Krzyzewski. He was that guy that led by example. And he got the best out of his players. So it's interesting to see how the newer coaching is going to handle this game. But these 8-9 games, there's a reason they're 8-9 games. They're probably the most balanced games you can see. So really, I don't call 8-9 upset. I call it evenly matched competitive games. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, these 8-9s are tough to pick, but some of them though, when you look at them, they are upsets. I mean, honestly, I really think that some of these seedings are not accurate. Like Brandon, scroll down a little bit. There's a game. There was a game I wanted to point out that I just felt like they were overranked. Like their seeding was too high. I mean, obviously the St. Mary's Texas A&M game, that was way off. I don't think North Carolina was a 6 seed. I don't. I think they were more about 8 or 9.
Yeah, I can agree with that. After that Caleb Wilson injury,
Mm-hmm. That's
There
my
was-
point. they're still trying to they're still trying to give North Carolina the the just do, like, oh, well, you're North Carolina, so you get in, like you're number 6, right? And honestly, after the way their season was ending with the injuries, and then that player ended up having to have surgery on, for a different thing than what he was out for, that just right there told me, like, this team is not. I mean, yeah, they could have won that game yesterday, but they would have gone no further after that. They would not have passed the field of 32. Texas, and I'm going to give this to Brandon. Texas is a better playing basketball team right now than North Carolina is.
I don't know if you can say that losing 6 of 8. Well, I know we won the last one. Well, 6 of 9. We've won the last 2 when we needed it.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You guys are hot. They're not, and that is what's beautiful about March. That's what's beautiful about March Madness. It's when you get hot. I have Miami losing today, Brandon.
And see, to that Miami game, they lost.
Not big. Miami of Ohio. Well, actually, I have both Miamis losing today. I have Miami of Ohio losing to Tennessee, and I have Miami of Florida losing to Missouri.
But Miami of Florida, here's the thing. They lost big against Virginia in the ACC tournament. And you know what? That can go one or two ways for you. That can either ignite a spark in the tournament, or that can totally derail your whole season.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully for ACC, it ignites a spark, but I don't know. I picked Miami because I hadn't seen much of who was it they were playing again? I drew a blank. Brandon's moving too fast.
Who? Miami of Ohio or Florida?
Miami, Florida.
They're playing Missouri.
Right. And see, Missouri had come out crap in the bed later in the season too, so that's going to be one of the more intriguing games for that reason.
Now, Michigan and St. Louis made over 100 points. Kentucky's not looking too good right now. Michigan and St. Louis scored over 100 points. How do we feel about Michigan and/or St. Louis?
St. Louis is a good team, but Michigan, they didn't even win the Big Ten championship, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't Wisconsin beat them?
They're the 1 seed. Wisconsin got beat.
I think so.
I understand that, Brandon, but I'm talking about the Big Ten tournament they just played. I'm pretty sure Michigan lost to Wisconsin.
I think you're right.
So Michigan playing that little school yesterday didn't tell me a lot. I mean, they did what they should have done. That should have happened. But you put them up against better competition, I don't know.
And St. Louis is better, to your point, Dio, St. Louis is better competition. They got that guy in the middle, Avila, or whatever his name is. He's a center, big guy, can be dominant down low. So they're going to try to feed him to try to offset Michigan's running, slow down the game.
Yeah.
Now, Corey's not on today, but he said look out for Illinois. And they put up 105 against Penn. How legit is Illinois?
They're not.
Again, Illinois should beat VCU.
Should, but I don't think they will. I think it's going to be VCU. I think it's going to be VCU and A&M playing in the next bracket.
I mean, it's not going to be North Carolina. That's what I figured.
No.
How legit is Houston? I've heard a couple people take Houston as their national champion. How legit is Houston?
Well, what Houston was at the beginning of the season is not the same Houston now.
They got some firepower now.
They do.
Here's the thing. Kelvin Sampson gets his guys right this time of year. And they played in the national championship game against Florida last year. He's wanting to get back and finish and win. But there are going to be some tough teams along the way that's coming through. And Houston, Texas A&M, Houston should win that game, but Texas A&M is that sneaky team that you don't know what you're going to get. I, I mean, playing SEC, they play a gauntlet every year. So you know what? We just have to wait and see what Texas A&M comes out.
I think Calvin Sampson needs to get over the hump this year. I think it's now or never for him. I remember being a little kid when he was coaching at OU. Now I'm a grown man, and so he's getting up there. If he's going to get over the hump, he needs to do it. See, I have Tennessee over Miami, so I have that Miami team losing. Some of these I don't even know who they are. Like this this Hofstra. Who is that?
Hofstra. They're Colonial Athletic, and their head coach is Speedy Claxton. And really, Hofstra's come out of that nowhere this year compared to where they were a few years ago, where they were making it consistently out of that conference. I think they get upset. Well, not upset. I think they get beat bad in this game. It's not a favorable matchup.
Dale, you got anything you want to add?
No, I mean, if you're going game by game today, I mean, I took Virginia over Wright State. I got Tennessee beating Miami of Ohio. Alabama's going to take care of Hofstra, even though the kid got caught with, a massive amount of the devil's lettuce.
2.1.
He won't be playing any. Yeah, he won't be playing anymore. I think that's going to hurt Alabama in the long run. I actually took Akron today over Texas Tech. I think Texas Tech is going to sleep for that game, and they are not. They're going to get surprised. But I do have Kentucky losing to Santa Clara. I think Santa Clara may sneak up on them, even though they're playing right now.
I'm not gonna lie, that game is really close. Kentucky's not looking good.
It's early. It depends on if Santa Clara gets gassed. I mean, if they get tired, this game will get ugly. But I think they have a good chance of knocking off Kentucky. I do.
And speaking of that game, it's getting ready to tip off.
Kentucky's already playing. They're
already playing, Rod.
Left in the first half.
It's 16-13 Kentucky right now, Rod.
They were doing a live looking when I looked back. Sorry.
It's on Antenna TV.
It's all right.
Let's see.
All right, guys. So switching gears a little bit, which I can stop screen sharing. Let's look at the NFL. So, did we talk about the Jalen Waddle trade to the Broncos?
All right, so we've seen 2 years of Bo Nix. I'm not sold on him. Waddle is a great addition. Is a great addition to the arsenal. But I think that team goes as far as Bo Nix, and I'm not sold on Bo Nix.
I like Bo Nix.
It's not.
I like Bo Nix a lot.
Here's
You're allowed to. You're allowed to watch. You're allowed to like Bo Nix.
here's the thing. Quarterback aside right now, Jalen Waddle brings a legit number 2 to Denver. It's going to help spread that field out. It's
Waddle's a number
Yeah,
two.
I think it's going.
to me,
I think it's going to be a battle
on
for the
that
one
team.
spot between him and Cortland Sutton.
Yep, I agree.
On that team right now, coming in till we see how competition goes, he's a number 2. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, that's fair, Rod. But I never put. But in my mind, I never put Waddle as a number 2. Though I never thought of him as a number 2. Even when he came into the league, I felt like he was a legit threat receiver.
I mean, you got Cortland Sutton established there as Bo Nitz's favorite target because he's basically his main target. Speed of Waddle, he can take over that spot from Sutton. I'm not disagreeing. But the thing is, chemistry. You've had 2 years of Cortland Sutton. How good is that chemistry going to be with Waddle coming into the season? That's all I'm getting at.
Jalen Waddle has a huge contract, and it's significantly greater than Cortland Sutton's. That tells me Jalen Waddle's coming in to be the number 1. Let me ask you this, because I think this is a better conversation, Rod. In Miami, before they got broken up and before Tyreek busted his knee, and Dio, I want you to answer this too. Who is the one? Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill?
Waddle to me.
I can say Waddle. I mean, but then again, Tyreek was that uber speed.
He had speed. He was speed.
So Waddle was the number 1. I don't disagree. But I'm just looking at 2 years versus coming in. That's all I was saying.
All right, here's a fair question to both of you. Who was more like Jerry Rice, Waddle or
Like
Tyreek
Jerry
Hill?
Rice? Waddle is more of
Definitely
more of your Jerry Rice type.
Thank you. So, if I'm going to pick a wide receiver, do I want a speeder like a Devin Hester who ran a bunch of kickbacks for Chicago who never worked out as a wide receiver, or like a Tyreek Hill, same way? Or do I want a guy who is going to get up and fight for the ball and probably win 90% of the time on contested passes?
Let's put some respect on Tyreek Hill's name when it comes to this, because we were talking about him being an MVP at one point.
Okay.
Not like MVP of the league as a receiver. So let's not act like Tyreek Hill isn't like that. Now I understand the injury, we're probably looking at him a little differently, but Tyreek Hill was like that.
Here's my problem with Tyreek Hill. I guess I get too stuck in the off the field shit like Antonio Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster, and let's go down the list. The Rice from Kansas City. These receivers that just don't know how to fucking grow up and be men on and off the field, and just present a bunch of bullshit for your team when you can take a Waddle, you can take a Devontae Smith, you can take these other guys and go class act guys on and off the field. That's my receiver, not these other clowns that are making millions of dollars acting like fucking kids. That's all I gotta say.
Is Waddle going to be the difference maker in Denver?
No, because here was my next hot take, and y'all can let it rest where you may. I get a Josh Allen vibe from Bo Nix. I'm not saying they're the same quarterback. I get the Josh Allen vibe from Bo Nix. You can give him all the weapons you want, but they're going to blame the offensive coordinator. They're going to blame the offensive line coach. They're going to blame somebody else but the fucking quarterback. And that's where I was going with the Bo Nix statement. I'm not sold on him. I'm not sold on him.
I can see your point there. So I'm going to ask you a direct question here. And 2 quarterbacks, you had to take one of them. Josh Allen or Bo Nix. Who are you riding with?
I'm taking Bo Nix.
Man.
I know you hate the question, but
I don't know. No, I don't know, man. That's just it. I don't know.
But to your point,
at this point, I'd take Andy Dalton.
The Eagles did.
He's off the table. He's in Philadelphia.
Yeah, he's the Eagle now. I know.
And we get Kenny Pickett.
I'd take Uncle Rico in Arizona. I mean, I don't know.
I'm saying
both of them. I don't know, man. I don't know. Bo Nix, I think, is more of a baller. I think he is. I think he's more athletic than Josh Allen. But damn, dude, that's a tough
I'm taking
question.
Bo Nix for one reason and one reason only. No.
He's young.
We've seen Josh Allen have multiple years with a lot of turnovers and only one good year of not turning the ball over.
Yeah, that's true.
Bo Nix has only had a couple years in the league, and he's shown that he can keep the ball.
And I completely agree with that. And you know what? If Denver gets a solid run game with the 2 receivers they got, they're going to be in that defense. They're going to be.
No, I'm not saying he doesn't turn the ball over at all. Don't get that confused. He does turn the ball over, just not as much as that now.
Well, let me ask you this. Would Josh Allen break his ankle in the locker room celebrating?
Is that how he broke his ankle? Because I thought he broke his ankle on the last play going into overtime. Or in overtime.
There's 2 stories. There's 2 stories. There's 2 stories. Now, the story about him breaking the ankle in the locker room celebrating is never going to see the light of day because that's just embarrassing. But a offensive coordinator lost his job for it. Not the broken ankle, but the loss against the Patriots, which
he couldn't move the ball. He should have been fired.
You couldn't move the ball, or the quarterback
I don't understand why you
wouldn't.
wouldn't. Here's my thing. I don't understand this with coaches. You have a backup quarterback for a reason. How long do you need to see your quarterback struggle before you're like, all right, let's see if this other guy's hot?
Perfect example. I know it's college, but perfect example. What did we talk about this year? DJ Lagway, that game against LSU. How many interceptions in the first half?
4 or 5. I mean, I think he ended up with 5 total in the game. But why would you leave him in there? Why wouldn't you throw the other kid in and just say, "What the hell can you do?" There were other games, Rod. There were other games we saw this year where we're like, "Why not throw in a backup?"
But
why are you rolling with
the Colt? The main game that came to mind because of how bad that was, and to that point, you know what? The backup cannot do much worse than 5 interceptions in the whole game.
On the flip side of that, you've seen guys come back in the second quarter and light it, or second half and light it up. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning.
You have, but it's few and far between at that point because it becomes a point that it's mental for them. That's all I'm saying.
Caleb Williams had a bad first half, came back and won the football game. We've seen it with JD5. We've seen it with a lot of guys.
Fair.
I mean, that's one of the things we want to see is how you respond. But what I don't understand as a coordinator is why even let it get to that point? You found 5 turnovers. Why are we letting him throw 5 turnovers? After the second one, I'm gonna start my dude, my second guy. If he can't move the ball, then we'll go back to the first one. But you got 1 drive.
Now, Brandon, you're the coach here, okay? let me ask you this: it's a difference in trying to throw a guy open and getting intercepted versus trying to force the ball. So, do you
If you're
gauge
throwing a guy
interceptions
open, you shouldn't be
differently
throwing
in
a
that
pick.
way?
Well, I mean, you're not throwing
I'm
him
making
open
a
if you're
point.
throwing a
Wrong
pick.
read. Yeah, but I'm saying in some ways, different interceptions can look different. Is all I'm trying to say. That might have been the bad choice
I don't
of
know.
words.
I don't know. I don't know, Rod. An interception's an interception. I never looked at it a different way. At
But
the
as
end of
a
the game, the stats are the stats. It doesn't matter if the receiver did it or whatever. That stat is going under the quarterback's column, and there's nothing you can do about it.
The only
And it's
time I
just I
look
don't
at
look
a
at it
quarterback's
differently.
interception and
You
I'm
know.
like, man, that's really not on him, is when it's a receiver drop. Like it hits the receivers in the hands. He had
Yeah.
no choice but to catch it, and then he pops it up in the air, and all of a sudden it's going the other way. Is that really on the quarterback? No, the quarterback made the right play. Why is the receiver not doing his job? That's the only time I won't look at a quarterback. Now, do I want to see a quarterback trying to make tight window throws? Sure. Am I going to tell my quarterback that? No. We have a game plan. We have you read this for a reason. Get your read. But we wouldn't have MVPs if they didn't try stuff that was really nice. Like, that's what we want to see. It's the entertainment aspect. As a coach, I still want to be entertained. I can't get lost in the entertainment like a fan can, but I still want to be entertained. Uh, what else? Anything else? Kyler Murray's probably pushed J.J. McCarthy completely out of the NFL. When to draft J.
Nah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Look, I think JJ might be one of these quarterbacks that needs to go somewhere else and possibly compete for a team that has a weak quarterback situation. That maybe he gets with the right offensive coordinator or the head coach, and who knows? Maybe he can be salvageable. But Minnesota is not for him. It's kind of like a Kenny Pickett situation. You should probably just move on, go your separate
yeah,
ways.
I'm ready.
Kind of like AR in Indianapolis. Let the kid go somewhere else and get an opportunity to maybe earn a starting spot down the road. But maybe he'll sit somewhere for a year and learn. So
I'm ready to move on already. My idea of getting rid of Andy Dalton this year was drafting a quarterback to see help instead of
oh,
going
do you
out.
go up? Do we get another Alabama quarterback in Carolina? Do we go for Ty Simpson?
No, no,
Y'all
no,
stick with
no,
Bryce.
no, no, no.
Rodney. You know what? I would take Ty. I would take Ty Simpson over Bryce Young.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like Bryce Young is really starting to grow into his own. Like I think y'all are quitting on Bryce Young a little too early. I think everybody's quitting on Bryce Young a little too early. I like
I'm not quitting on Bryce Young. I'm saying
The defense took the Panthers to the playoffs
give that
last
kid
year.
one more
The
year.
100%.
defense
I agree.
took so
He's getting
come on,
better.
come on.
Look at his stats. He's getting better.
Again, all right, here we go.
He's not bottom half. He's barely bottom half of the league. He's probably somewhere between 12 and 18.
I know, but that
Good.
defense bails him out a lot.
Next year
Gives
he
him
can
better
play the
field
offense.
position. Yeah,
He's getting better. That's what I'm saying. Give him one more year because if he was staying the same or getting worse, it's one thing. But he's legitimately getting better. You got to ride with him. Just one more, at least one more year. But speaking of quarterback controversy,
you know.
this is the one that I think is interesting.
Here we go.
Who are you taking? Kyler Murray or Carson Wentz?
Kyler Murray.
Hang on a second. Wait,
Uh,
are the Vikings bringing back Carson Wentz?
Yes, they did bring back Carson Wentz.
Well, that's an insurance right there. That's insurance for when when Kyler Murray struggles,
I don't think that.
They're going to go
I
to
think they're
Carson
going to
Wentz.
compete. I think they're going to compete for the starting job.
They're going to compete. Kyler Murray will be the starter. Carson Wentz will be the backup. J.J. McCarthy will be the third stringer, and Max Hosmer will be on the practice squad.
Yeah.
That's your quarterbacks. Vikings are going to look to fortify that defense and maybe one more offensive player or two in the draft for needs. But other than that, they're not going to look. They're not going to look at any quarterbacks in the draft. The
And
Vikings
you know what?
Yeah.
And you know what? To your point, they did lose Naylor in free agency, so they're going to have to replace the wide receiver.
Don't think that's going to be that big.
Well, there's plenty. There's going to be plenty of them in the draft
because of Addison.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be that big of a deal. Now, he was nice. Jalen Naylor was nice. But I think you can have just a guy.
Hold on. I'm going to push back right there. If Addison can stay off whatever he's on or not, and not has off the field trouble where he's available, you can say that. But when he's had multiple issues, you don't know.
Has he been in the headlines?
He had been a couple times this year.
This year hasn't started, Rod.
Yes. When I say this year, this calendar year, not
from January till now, he's been in the headlines?
Let me.
I'm not seeing anything on Addison.
Well, it was last calendar year. It was a couple.
No, he got in trouble last year. I get it. Because you get in trouble, you keep getting in trouble. Not everybody's John Morant.
I'm not saying everybody's John Morant or not.
Or Antonio Brown.
But I'm saying the best availability is availability. When you are doing crazy things and not being available to your team, you're letting your team down.
All I'm saying is he did it once.
So
you're letting your team down.
Give the man a break. If it's an issue, if it's more than one time, and it's an issue, it's an ongoing issue, that's different. He's been out of the headlines since he got in trouble. He's been out of the headlines. You got to give him a little credit where credit's due, man.
All right. Yeah. I stand corrected, but I'm just saying.
Rod, are you standing or are you sitting?
I'm sitting.
You sit
corrected. All right. Last question. And then, how much of a shot does Malik Willis have this year to get the Dolphins in the playoffs?
I like it. I
put a number on.
Don't we have a nice Titans?
I'll let Dio go.
Yeah, we had a jersey on. That's not going to happen. I don't have to buy that Ewers jersey.
No. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. We have a Titans.
We have a Titans agreement. Yes, they have to win 9 games.
Remember? Okay. Yeah. I want to put the Dolphins as competing for second place in the East. I like Malik Willis in Miami. I do.
My number is incredibly low, and I'm going to go 45%. And I'm going to tell you why. A lot of the rebuilds they're doing right now, a lot of the big cap numbers are off the teams that they carrying the dead weight for. Mm-hmm. It's going to be hard to bring the players in to really get you over the hump to the playoffs with the cap strains they're going to face. Now, can they draft really well and have multiple rookies to come in and do? Absolutely. But when you need veterans,
they're going to have to
around rookies,
they're going to have to.
When you
now, here's a question.
Yeah.
Is Tyreek Hill still on the Dolphins?
At this point, he's going to have to be with that injury.
Okay. So my question is, can he help prepare these young receivers? Or would he?
Would he is more the question.
It doesn't matter if he's on the team or not.
Why
He's not
can't
going to be
he?
available. I'm not counting on
That's not my
Tyreek Hill to
point.
be a mentor.
So why would I want?
Because you got a big contract.
But again, what's that going to do? That's
I'm not
gonna
saying he can't
affect
be a
that
mentor. I'm saying I
captain
wouldn't
more.
rely on that.
But that's not a team player to me. You're drawing a paycheck from my organization, and you're not going to do dick for any part of this team because you can't play.
I don't know how it is. I don't know how it
To
is
me,
in
that's a
today's
piece.
game.
To me, that's a piece of
But
shit.
if we're
I don't want him on the
competing for
team.
a job, I'm not really trying to give you a head up.
But
If you can't play this year,
thank you. You took the words out of my
You're
mouth.
gonna
I was
help
going
the
to say
young
the
guys.
availability
You're
of the
gonna
guy.
be a veteran amongst veterans. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm getting confused about it. 'Cause are you really gonna be a veteran amongst veterans?
but here's my question: didn't we all agree that he probably played his last snap in Miami, anyways?
He probably has. But
But if I'm going to pay you this year, even though you can't play, I do expect you to show up.
if you're not a leader, you can at least mentor. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not saying you give all your trade secrets out, but you can at least help them with routes. You can help them with tendencies and things you've learned.
Well, he's released. He's not even on the Dolphins.
We got
Yeah.
He is released. I didn't see that.
well. Then he's not going to mentor anybody. Santa Clara just tied it up with Kentucky, 29-29.
Right now, Texas Tech's beating Akron
They tied up in
21-17.
Kentucky.
It's not bad. Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So if you were to put a percentage on it, what's your percentage? What do you how big of a percentage do you think the Dolphins have of making the playoffs this year?
I'm gonna give him 60%.
And I said
I'm
45.
giving it a milk chance, 2%. I'm not sold on
2%?
Malik
Okay.
Willis. I'm not
Brandon
seeing
with a
enough.
milk call.
He looks athletic. He does throw a nice ball, but I've not seen enough of him to like say, "Hey, I'm sold on you." Just being real. One thing I do know about Green Bay though is they
here's a
produce
great question.
quarterbacks. Even though I'm not 100% sold on Jordan Love, I don't know what Jordan Love is.
Wait. Malik Willis was originally a Titan.
Yeah, but there's a reason
Yeah.
they went over there and got him.
All right, Rod. Would you rather have Malik Willis or Bo Nix?
Athleticism, give me Malik Willis. I mean, and you know what? The way this game is going, athleticism is king of the hill right now. But Bo Nix does throw a better ball.
Not only does he throw a better ball, he's
So-
more proven.
Yeah, 9 years of
That's
college
my
will do
point.
that for you.
That's why I thought he was going to be so good going into the NFL. That's why I was high on him going in. I mean, for me, that's what did it. I thought Auburn. I thought he was a bad fit at Auburn. I thought they did a great job turning him around at Oregon. But him playing as long as he did, I thought he was going to be more ready than anybody else. He's done a great job so far.
Auburn's a bad fit at Auburn.
Yeah,
What are you
that ain't no
talking
joke.
about?
But anyway, guys, what?
Hey, don't let my wife listen to this podcast. She's an Auburn fan, and
and Penn State and Tennessee and Clemson.
Throw a
Come
dart.
on.
Hey, since you brought Clemson, I wasn't going to go here, but Penn State's a bad fit at Penn State.
So, in other words, Lisa says you're not allowed to talk bad about any college team
That's
because
right.
she likes them all.
All right, guys. This episode has been brought to you in part by Heaven Sent Hellbent Gear. Go to hshbgear.com. 50% off promo code married. W Energy, Styles Apparel, Dugout Mugs, all of them. Leave your comments, like and subscribe. Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
Appreciate it.